to Black Site. Tonight, I want to ask a simple question. Do you have Joe Biden voter remorse? First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. If you would like to make a donation, go to the Cash App Black Site 7 or hit the PayPal in the description box. Joe Biden has been president for 8 months, but it seems like America is in chaos. If you look at what's going on in Afghanistan, if you look at what's going on at the border, if you look at what's going on with inflation, it seems like in every angle the American public is being hit since Joe Biden has sat in that seat in the Oval Office. As you see today, Joe Biden has unleashed the Taliban back on the world. He has unleashed ISIS and Al Qaeda back on the world. There will be many of people who voted for Joe Biden. They will blame Trump. But remember, when he took office January 20th, he could change anything that has to do with military that Trump has ever signed. He could get rid of any deal that Trump has ever signed because he's the new commander-in-chief. As you see the Taliban rushing to the Capitol, as you see the president fleeing the country, there will be many of you saying, well, 20 years is long enough, and I agree with you on that. But Joe Biden made a tremendous strategic failure. He should have waited into the winter months to allow the United States troops and its personnel to leave Afghanistan. The reason why the Taliban is rushing and partially taking over Kabul, because this is the fighting season. If he had the brains as a commander-in-chief, he did not listen to any of his military advisors. He said a month ago that this strategy will work. But within 8 days, a blitzkrieg like you have never seen before since the Germans in World War II, they have taken over Afghanistan. But it doesn't end there. Let's go to the border. Last month, over 212,000 illegal migrants came across the border. And many of you say 212. That is the population of a small, medium city in America. So over the past 8 months, almost 1 million people illegally have crossed the border. And many of them, about 20 to 25%, have COVID. So they are coming into the country, catching planes, catching buses, going to places where they might have relatives. And they're passing COVID. This is why the COVID is going high in the state of Texas, because they're coming across the McAllen border, walking across. You see so many of them in cages by the hundreds before they'll be released. But not only that, Joe Biden in the economy. If you look at inflation when you go to the store every day, you see food prices skyrocketed. You can barely buy certain meats. You ain't buying too many wings. You looking at that dark meat real good. You looking at them thighs real good now. You go to the gas pump. Gas is extremely high. When we had Trump in office, we were energy independent. The first thing Joe Biden did when he got in office, he stopped the Keystone Pipeline, which brought oil from Canada all the way through the United States. We worked so many years under Obama and Trump to become energy independent. Biden shut that down, and he allowed the Russians to open their pipelines to Europe. And now he's begging OPEC to increase oil production. So people are getting hit so hard in so many different ways by the Biden administration. It's only so many times you could go to the well and blame Trump. But these are decisions that were made by President Biden himself. And now this country is in a state of chaos. Many of you are going to say, yes, it was in a state of chaos after Trump, after January 6th, but a new page was turned on January 20th. You've seen in the very first days, he used over 100 executive orders to change any policy that he wished to change. And so how many of them have been successful? Yes, he's passed the infrastructure bill through the Senate, but it has not yet passed Congress and got final approval. Is Joe Biden up to this job at 78? Is Kamala Harris up to the job to even take over? When you have so many failures in administration so quickly, and one thing Biden has that Trump never had was a compliant media, a media who's actually on his side, a media who doesn't want to say anything negative about Joe Biden. We see what happened with his son. His son has so many videos out there. Shoot, they could put them all on World Star Hip Hop. So I'm asking a very simple question. Do you have voter remorse when it comes to Joe Biden? So many of them in our community who said, vote for Joe. Don't ask for nothing. Anything's better than Trump. Well, you got it. You got Joe Biden. And you got chaos across America. You got chaos in America, the foreign policy. No one will trust Joe Biden after this failure in Afghanistan. It's not that he was leaving. It's that the country has collapsed after he promised the American people and the people in Afghanistan that this would never happen. Now they're flying off the roof like it's Saigon back in 73. This is an embarrassment to the United States, and China is ready to step in and recognize the Taliban as the true leaders of Afghanistan. And when that happens, it's going to be extremely hard for the United States to attack this country again. You wanted Joe Biden. You got him. We only 8 months into his administration. Maybe things can get better. We pray for that. Maybe things will get worse. But that question I want to ask, finally, do you have voter remorse? Please leave the comments in the comment section. I will try to reply to them after I get home from work. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, but also share this video.